Innocently, you're standing in the foyer of your chosen place of worship. It's innocent because it's like any other day. You're standing there, service has just gotten out, you're talking with friends, the sun is brightly shining. You're looking around as your friend and you are talking, you're chit-chatting about the service, you're chit-chatting about what you're going to do for the balance of your day. And of course, in the periphery of your vision, you see familiar people. You see Fred that you golfed with. You see Bob that you've had barbecues and picnics with. You've seen Mary, who was your Sunday school teacher. You see everybody, and it's just a typical day. That's why it's innocent. There's also a visitor there that day, never seen him before. Has an interesting look about him, very bright-eyed, very engaging. And you get to thinking to yourself, you know what, if I bump into this guy, we're probably going to have a good conversation, but not really on your radar screen. But you do notice him because A, he's new, and B, he looks like he's really engaging the people around him. Now, you do notice that there's this one elderly lady that's always been in the church with you your entire growing up years. And you see her hobbling out of the sanctuary. And it's very familiar. You've had many conversations with her. You love her. Everybody loves her. She's a sweet lady, but she's hobbling. She's hobbling because she's bent over. She's in obvious pain, and boy, there's nothing you can do about it. And you've thought about it before, and you've talked to her about it before, and you probably would give your right arm if she wouldn't have to be as bent over and in pain as she is, but she is. This new fellow comes over to her. You see it all happening right in front of you. You stop talking with your friend and you begin to watch the story unfold. And this new visitor, this fellow that you thought was so interesting, puts his hand on this elderly lady, says a few words to her, and then instantaneously the pain that you wish she no longer had seems to disappear right in front of your face, and she stands straight up. You're astonished. You're amazed. But you're not being done being surprised, and you're not being done being amazed, because the leaders of the church engaged your new visitor immediately and began to berate him and be angry towards him because he healed in the synagogue and he healed on a day where no work should be done. You hear his quiet voice as he says the thing that you would expect somebody to say. Why should I have waited? Why should this woman who's been bent over these many years be bent over one more day? Now think about that. Think about your heritage as a Christian. Think about your heritage as a church. Because the interesting fellow we're talking about is Jesus. And the woman was the one that was bent over for 17 years. And the church leaders, they were the Pharisees who didn't want the law being broken. I want you to discuss with yourself, if you can, how illegitimate Jesus was that day to everybody around him, but how legitimate he became to you, and how legitimate he was to God. There, that's the ancient path. That's the path that God is calling us to. That's the place where it's yearning in your heart to go and move the brushes of your own history back and find a relationship with God that you've dreamed about.